watched 2 or 3 films on them to this point, and you know what's in a lot of ways it's like looking in a mirror. They do a lot of things that we do. You know, the difference, I think, one of the big differences is, you know, in their league, you'll look at their record and think they're a marginal team, but they're in a league that sent 6 teams to the NCAA tournament this year, and they're going to be battle tested, and you know they've seen high level play every day, and that won't be something that worries them. But they're balanced. They've got a big time outside hitter, but they're still very, very balanced, and system-wise, it's not a whole lot different than what we do. So I guess that's a little easier for us to prepare, but probably a little easier for them to prepare as well.
Will that be driven home to the players? Because some of them said they'd never even heard of the school and looking at the record.
Yeah, they've been awfully curious coming by my office today, and we'll get film in front of them pretty quickly to kind of let them digest that, and then we'll get in the gym and start focusing on some of the things they do. But you know, I think one of the real big keys is just going to be us sustaining a high level of play. That's probably as big a concern as I have, just because, again, they've been forced to over the last several months, and we've forced ourselves to at times, you know, and I think that'll be an interesting situation the way that plays out.
What kind of experience can you all take in the last couple of years in the tournament to, you know, and apply it to this year?
Well, you know, I don't know. I get a lot of questions. You get a lot of questions about, you know, year to year, and you know, this team did this and that team did that, and this is a totally different team. I think we get a benefit of several of these kids have been through an NCAA experience, and I don't think they'll be overwhelmed by that. I don't think they'll just be happy to be there. You know, and so from that standpoint, I think we'll probably be a little more calm going in, but every team is unique and different, and every matchup is unique and different, and you know, this is, you know, last year we took a bus up to Illinois. You know, this year we're flying all the way across the country, you know, 2 or 3 time zones over, and there's going to be a lot of different things to prepare for.
Talk about flying those different time zones. How do you prepare for that? Is that something you can even prepare for?
Well, I mean, one of the things we're trying to do right now, it's been a long day, trying to get flights and everything out there, because you don't want to arrive too late out there on Wednesday, because we're going to need a little time for our bodies to adjust. Because, you know, if you arrive at 7 or 8 o'clock out there, you think that's a decent arrival time, but that's 11 o'clock here, and we need our team to have the opportunity to kind of get their feet under them out there and be ready to play. And but that does not prove to be an easy thing to do when you're taking an entire group on such short notice and you're flying commercial. And so it's been a real headache. Not to mention the financial part of it, but it's been a real headache trying to find a suitable flight time to get us out there to get some rest.
I think Chad asked you yesterday about if you felt kind of disrespected at all, not being able to either play in World War.
Well, you know, I kind of thrive on that kind of stuff a little bit. I mean, this program's been built on a bunch of things that, you know, playing that underdog role, and you know, I don't understand the draw. I don't understand it from the standpoint of, you know, there's 2 teams in the state of Kentucky alone that are hosting, and you know, and they're, like I said, they're sending us 3 time zones away, and you know, and I don't necessarily, it's a little bit of a head scratcher understanding, you know, why we were sent there, and you know, why we were put in the bracket where we are. But there's a lot of teams that can say that very same thing, and I try not to get too wrapped up in that. And you know, we're going to give all our attention to Loyola and try to get ready to play a team that's a very solid volleyball team, and you know, and is a lot closer to home than we are, and so I think, you know, getting our kids out there and getting acclimated and getting ready is going to be one of the biggest challenges.
Do you feel like you have maybe a veteran group that can handle that kind of challenge? So it seems like most of the players have been around for a while.
Well, this is a different kind of challenge because we haven't spent a lot of time on the West Coast, but I think it's a challenge that our kids are looking forward to. I think this is what they've been waiting for, is to get back to the NCAA and you know, hopefully get out there and advance and do some of the things that we've set as goals for our program. And but you know, looking at Loyola on film, like I said, I don't know that. I certainly know that both coaches will go into that thinking they got a team that can win it, and I think both coaches will go into it knowing that they're playing a team that could beat them. from what I've seen on film, because I think it's going to be an interesting, long, competitive match. I have seen enough of them to say that I'd be shocked if either team wins in 3. I think it's going to be a pretty even matchup and a pretty long, competitive one, and we've been pretty good. You know, the preparation we went out and did in the first month of the season was against high caliber opponents to hopefully put us in this situation.